Welcome to the Foul Mouth News, where the filters are off and the language is colorful. If you are offended by profanity or vulgarity in general, not to mention political incorrectness, this video is not for you. You have been forewarned. So if you have virgin ears, be prepared because they are about to be violated.
Hello, everyone. So we have an article here from Newsweek, published on August 2nd, and I am perfectly fucking fine with this. I got no problems with this. The only problem I got is their age cutoff, because it's like, well, pederasts are different. No. Kid diddler be kid diddler, okay? Unless we're talking Romeo and Juliet law type shit, okay, where you get like two teenagers a year or two apart, okay, that's one thing. This fucking shit, no. If you, okay, all right. I'm sorry. The difference between a fucking 13-year-old and 14-year-old and shit, you should still get your nuts fucking chopped off. Okay, but anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. The title here, surgical castration for child sex offenders takes effect in Louisiana. I think this should be mandatory. Before you throw them in fucking Gen Pop, chop their nuts off. Seriously. Make the fucking, the Chomo fucking beat the shit out of them squad fucking happy. Send them in as fucking eunuchs. Oh, God. Let's get into this here. Louisiana has become the first state with the power to punish child sex offenders with surgical castration under a bill that was recently passed by Republican Governor Jeff Landry. The law came into effect on Thursday, August 1st, as part of a wider series of conservative legislation in the state, including anti-LGBTQ plus policies and absentee ballot regulations. Now, what gets me is a little fucked up. Why are you bringing up in the article, in the very next one sentence fucking paragraph, okay, LGBTQ stuff, anti-LGBTQ stuff? It's almost like you're fucking trying to link the chemical castration of child rapists, well, the physical castration, I'm sorry, because there is a section where they talk about states and chemical castration. All right, but physically castrating, is it you don't want faggots' nuts chopped off? Because they overwhelmingly tend to, be the ones that are chomos? I mean, the reason why, the gay population is as it is because chomos be like creating chomos. And on that note, if you got a fucking dude doing it to a boy, they tend to turn him fucking gay. I mean, Milo Yiannopoulos has talked about how that priest fucking turned him into the fagula. He's been through, as, for lack of a better term, because they call it conversion therapy on the left, but he, is supposedly straight now. But yeah, talked about what the priest did to him. I mean, Jesus Christ. Like, they kind of breed, gays. They bring them, the next generation in, and not in a nice way. Anyway, Newsweek has reached out to Governor Landry via email for comment. The new law gives state judges the power to punish sex offenders found guilty of certain sex offenses, including rape, molestation, and incest, against children under the age of 13. Well, it should be older than that, and you should do that before you throw them in Gen Pop. The state hopes the threat of surgical castration might act as a deterrent for those who commit sexual offenses against children. Well, chomos are going to be chomo, okay? They're going to offend. This isn't going to stop them. It's just going to make them try to be like, get smarter about it to some extent, at least the smart chomos. All right. This isn't going to deter them. It's a predilection that they cannot fucking control. We're just going to be chopping the nuts off. We're going to end up, hey, even better. Feed them their own Rocky Mountain oysters. I'm good with that too. You chop them off, fry them up a little butter for them, and make them eat them. I'm good with that. I'm fucking perfectly good with that before you throw them in Gen Pop. Anyway, the state hopes, oh, fuck you. I mean, I'm sorry. I just thinking about that. The state hopes it's a deterrent. No, it's going to happen. Then that's what they deserve. Anyway, this is not a blanket punishment for all sex offenders. However, and will be up to the discretion of the judge. The bill also states that a medical expert must determine that the defendant is an appropriate candidate for surgery. If an offender refuses the surgery, they could be sentenced to an additional 5 years in prison. Those under the age of 17 who are found guilty of sex crimes are not allowed to receive the punishment. Well, okay, first off, this should not be like, optional. Okay, sorry, you rape a fucking child, all right, Yeah, I'm a fucking libertarian, but if you rape a child, you're forfeiting. That violates the NAP. Okay, at minimum, you should get the whole fucking thing. Twigs and berries. Your dick and balls, all of it. You should get that whole fucking thing chopped off and be pissing out, having to sit to piss. Okay, be grateful it's just your fucking nuts. Okay. Oh, they can refuse. No, the idea of fucking punishment. You don't give them the option. Well, here's the thing. You can let us chop off your nuts, or you can get an extra 5 years. Literally, every fucking time, the chomo gonna be like, I'll take the extra 5 years and the train's being run on my ass. What the fuck? Oh my God. And this idea of, doctor has to be an appropriate candidate for surgery. No. Chop those fucking nuts off with a dull fucking blade. What the fuck?
What the fuck?
I've been using Rocco in every video.
Who the fuck? Fuck this fucking... How did you do fucking... Fucks?
Seriously.
Certainly illustrates.
Oh, they have the option of 5 years of their nuts getting chopped off. 5 years of their nuts getting chopped off. Every guy's gonna... I don't care if they're a chomo or not a chomo. If you give them the option, 5 more years in prison or your nuts chopped off... They're taking the 5 fucking years. Holy shit. For over 15 years, Louisiana has had legislation in place that allows for chemical castration. Other states include Georgia, Iowa, and California also have some form of chemical castration legislation. Chemical castration involves the use of drugs to limit testosterone production and thereby lower sex drive. Oh, you mean the very same drugs? You lefty pushing fucks? Because Newsweek is pretty far left. You mean the same fucking drugs that they use to, and call puberty blockers with the grooming of the children troon? Fuck you, dude. All right. That's not reliable. Chop their nuts off. And I'm not talking the children. I'm talking the chomos. Obviously. This is fucking retarded shit. Like, oh my God, you're going to chop off a child rapist's nuts? How dare you? There's actually advocacy groups making the case of like, how dare you chop off the nuts of child rapists? Oh, Jesus Christ. Anyway, surgical castration is far more invasive and involves removing both testicles or ovaries. It is currently only practiced in the Czech Republic and Nigeria. And now the United States, bitches! Jesus fucking Christ. Oh my God, it's more invasive. They raped a fucking child. Fuck, you're invasive. They're lucky that someone ain't just grabbing the fucking sack with a goddamn dull blade. And just... Actually, be more like... Because we're not going to fucking put them out for this shit. At least that's the way I would do it. That's the way I think they deserve it. Fully conscious with a dull fucking blade. Chop that sack off, balls and all. Holy shit. AP Newsroom reports that there are currently 2,224 people in prison in Louisiana for sex crimes that could be punishable with surgical castration. However, the new law only applies to those found guilty on or after August 1st. Oh, well, so this is a fucking letdown. There's almost fucking 2,225 fucking pedophiles that should have their nuts chopped off, and they're not going to have it happen. Anyway, this is a consequence. It's a step over and beyond just going to jail and getting out, Republican State Senator Valerie Hodges said at a committee hearing for the bill in April. The law was authorized by Democratic State Senator Regina Barrow and was passed by Landry, who took office in January, and the Republican supermajority in both chambers of the Louisiana state legislature. Well, this is actually a fucking reasonable Democrat, at least on the note of, like, when it comes to child rapists. Jesus Christ, we got a fucking Democrat that's for the nut chopping, the nut removal, the fucking eunuch guys, I'm trying to figure out, like, a way to say, like, the idea of unification, but for eunuch. Unification. Yeah, unification. There we go. Of fucking chomos. Hell, the Democrat Party shit, and almost all Democrats are shit, and I'm sure all her other views are shit. Because she's a Democrat, but she's got this one right. Chop the nuts off of the child rapist. I'm good with that. This they had to put at the end. Opponents say the punishment is cruel and unusual and questions its effectiveness as a deterrent, raises concerns about potential constitutional challenges. if you're a child rapist, nuts chopped off. End of fucking story. No ifs, ands, or buts. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Go straight to jail and have your nuts removed. Jesus Christ. Newsweek has contacted Senators Hodges and Barrow via email for comment. Meanwhile, other new legislation passed in Louisiana includes a broad ban on teachers discussing sexual orientation. You got to throw this in at the end when you're talking about child rapists. Oh my God, which goes to show that you actually look at this as like part of the same thing. It's disgusting. Meanwhile, other new legislation passed in Louisiana includes a broad ban on teachers discussing sexual orientation and gender identity in schools, permission to carry a concealed weapon without a permit in New Orleans, and increased restrictions on absentee ballots. Last month, Landry signed a bill requiring 10 Commandments be on display in every classroom. Well, here's the thing, asshole. Okay? Shut the fuck up. Because, oh my God, they're like making it so that like the teachers can't groom the students' troon. Oh my God. And you're putting this goes to show where your head's at. You're putting this in with chopping the nuts off of child rapists. It's almost like you understand that fucking, G and the LGBTQ are a bunch of fucking degenerate child rapists. I'm not saying all, okay? But there's a hell of a lot of fucking child groomers, pederasts and child, fucking pedophiles in the gay community. Just saying. So it's almost like you're like, oh my God, they're going to chop off the nuts of gay men. Only if they rape children. But yeah, anyway, I think I've covered this well enough. Yeah, I'm leaving things here. If you've made it this far and haven't already, please like and subscribe. Also feel free to subscribe over on the other platforms where this channel's content is uploaded to, as well as subscribe and follow over on sites like Minds, Gab, and Parler. Links to each are in the description.